r/askreddit by Redify. What normal thing can't you do? Place items in the bagging area according to the Walmart machines. Edit. Thanks a ton for the upvotes. Gold and silver. Made my Friday, guys. Whistle. Think clearly while making eye contact. Edit. Thanks for the diagnosis. I'm not autistic. I can't do bubblegum bubbles and also blow up balloons. Edit. Because so many people asked, I have a heart condition, and because of that I'm quickly out of breath. D, which leads to me being unable to blow up balloons. I have never been able to wink. I've tried all the suggestions. It just won't happen. I look so stupid trying. Trill my R's. Can't place the correct number to its respective month just from memory. I always have to start from January while counting on my fingers. I can't snap my fingers to make a clicking noise. Walk downstairs without gripping on for dear life because I fall downstairs ridiculously easy or mayo. Admit attraction to anyone in fear they might feel uneasy or pressured. Produce insulin. Make eye contact when I talk to people. Putting things in alphabetical order. Always have to sing the alphabet to figure out where it goes. Flirt. Can't do it, even if my life depended on it. Carry on a conversation. Do up the cuff buttons on my shirt while wearing it. I always need to take the shirt off first. Tell the difference between the open and closed buttons in an elevator when I only have a few seconds to glance at them. There is no difference between triangles pointing in or out. Read analog clocks quickly. It takes me far longer than it should. Visualize things in my mind. I recently found out I have a disorder called aphantasia. Edit. Aphantasia, not a fantasy. Snap with my left hand. I can with my right, but my left hand can't. Edit. Just saying. Thanos didn't snap to cause a meteor shower with it. He just had to close his fist. The snap was just symbolic of how easy it was for him once he had the power. Burp. I'm physically unable to burp. I just make this terrible gurgling sounds. Talk on the phone to anybody. Have a steady sleep cycle. I can't stick my tongue out. I'm 25 and don't know how to swim. I got scared during my swim lessons, age 7 or 8, and went into fight or flight mode, hitting my instructor a few times. I never got past the guppy level. Maintain a clean room. It's like whenever a depressive episode takes over, my room is filled with beer cans and dishes. Then when I finally start feeling better, I'm just so overwhelmed by the mess. I'm trying to clean sections of my room a bit at a time. It's just taking some time. Function in society apparently. 1. Be comfortable with people touching me. I will never get the hang of it. I absolutely hate it when people touch me, especially suddenly. 2. Sit with my back facing most of the people in a room. Intuitively know left from right. I have to look at my hands every time. Edit. Surprised at how many people are agreeing with this. Do you use the L method, making an L shape with your hands because the left hand makes the correct shape, or the wiggle method, wiggle the hand that you write with to help you remember which side it's on? Touch my toes with straight legs. I'm by no means overweight. Just never had flexibility, even as a kid. I can't swallow pills. I crush them up and eat them like a child. I can't ride a bike maybe. Spell. I can't stand up without getting dizzy. Fall asleep easily. Whenever I try to fall asleep, my brain decides that's the best time to have thought racing about like crazy, so it always takes me at least an hour to fall asleep. I'm jealous of all the people I know that can fall asleep within minutes of closing their eyes. Cartwheel. I can't do a cartwheel for the life of me. For years and years I've tried and tried, but have always failed. And paid the price of failure by getting kicked in the face with my own feet. I don't know if this counts, but I can't get a brain freeze. Be organized. I can make my house/office/garage appear organized at the macroscopic level, but the smaller areas will always be clutter. Be happy. Eat most vegetables. It's not a taste thing, it's a texture thing. Drive or walk up escalators without holding the rail. Move on from my ex. It's been 3 years. Start from a random spot in the alphabet and continue till it finishes. I cannot roll my R's. I've been trying since I took Spanish in middle school. It just isn't in the cards for me. I can't do basic mental math fast. What takes someone about 2 seconds will take me roughly 15 or more. Adding and subtracting are the hardest. Multiplication is the only one I can do. But I have to sing those songs in grade school that I was taught. Math has caused me anxiety since I started school. I'm 29 now and it still gets to me every day. I was born with high functioning autism, which basically makes me socially awkward. One major thing I can't do at first is look people in the eye in polite conversation. I've gotten better at it, but it still makes me uncomfortable if it's someone I've just met. I gradually will make more eye contact once I get to know them though. I can't point my feet straight forward. They always point about 30 to 45 degrees out. Edit. I have to get a torsion, but the surgery to fix it is rather risky, and it doesn't affect me too much, so I'm not going to worry about it. I really want to raise a single eyebrow. Been trying for years, but I just can't. Drive a car. I cannot understand when a person spells a word. I cannot bring the letters together in my head to create a word. Blow bubblegum bubbles. I felt so left out of the popular girls in my middle school. Granted, I was a male tar, but it still hurt. Drive. I'm 23 and terrified of driving. It's one thing to have grown up in the city and use public transit and just never learn. I grew up in rural Texas. Plenty of back roads and kids driving as early as 10 to 11. I just avoided it and didn't have parents who gave a shit. In fact, Dad was keen on the idea of keeping me dependent, so he especially didn't mind. I don't know if I'll ever learn, but I've worked around it so far. It'd be pretty cool if self-driving cars went mainstream by the time I grow a pair. Ride a roller coaster. I just do not like them at all. Gave them a shot when I was a kid and hated it. Tried it again as an adult and still hated it. It sucks because so many people find them fun and it kind of sucks having to be the person holding people's stuff at amusement parks and carnivals. Adult. Even after 20 years of being an adult, I absolutely suck at it. Smile with my goddamn teeth without looking like I don't know how to smile with my goddamn teeth. Peel an orange. I just can't do it. I can't burp. So many people have tried to teach me how. Like just swallow air. Nope. Nothing. Eat most foods. I have an eating disorder called avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. It's basically if OCD and picky eating had an anxiety baby. Whistle. I wonder how many people just spent the last 10 minutes making sure they can do all the things in this thread. I know I did. Facebook. No east and west without thinking. I have to think of the US. The east side with east time zone. For instance, Massachusetts is in the east side. Therefore Massachusetts is in the eastern time zone. East is right and west is left because California is in the west side of the US. To be a decent adult, I'm 27 and I feel like I'm a 12-year-old trying to figure out life. How did my parents do this? Question mark. I have a Euro friend who can't tell east, west, north, or south apart and claims nobody in Europe gives directions by naming compass points. I said, how the fuck did that Magellan guy manage all that sailing around? Then, where's the store? She asks. East of the McDonald's. I say, is that right or left? Goddammit. Depends on where you're standing relative to the store. But if I say east it asterisk does not depend on where you're standing asterisk. Because the fucking store is always east of the McDonald's. Curl my tongue into a taco. I can. However, wiggle my ears. So that usually makes up for it. Push-ups. I do jujitsu and yoga. How did this happen? Drive. I can't recognize faces very well. Especially on TV or in movies. When I meet someone in person, it's easier to pick up on speech patterns, physical stance, or other unique aspects. But I hate when movies only show close-ups of the same person in different situations, and I'm supposed to know who they are. Make and keep friends without ruining it for them.